Good morning, good morning, good morning. Facebook, how are we doing? Who should be on Pinterest? Should you, as an author or a writer, be on Pinterest? Should you use Pinterest? Are you running a business? And should you be on Pinterest? Who should be using this platform? And today, this is part one of 2 or 3 series where I'm going to focus on voluntary organizations like charities, community groups, construction groups, and I'll also talk about authors because lately I keep getting a lot of people who are writing books or wanting to write books, and they want to know how do they promote their books. And I can tell you that next to Facebook and TikTok, Pinterest is the 3rd most used social media platform in the USA. Now, you might go, well, I don't live in the USA. Then I'll tell you now that Pinterest is the 14th most used platform in the digital space as a social platform. But Pinterest is not just social, it is actually a visual search engine, which means your content gets to reach the people who are looking for it if they are Pinterest users. Now, when you think about 14th, we're talking about millions, over 500 million users per month. The top 5 are all Facebook real estate. Facebook, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram, all those things. And then we have platforms that you don't even know about, like QQ, like DNOC. Obviously, there is TikTok. So all those other platforms that you do not know, they have millions of users. Pinterest is right at the top of it. So without further ado, we are going to share this with our network, as you know, and then we will get started with talking about who should be on Pinterest. Should your voluntary, non-profit, grassroots organization be on Pinterest? And are you an author? Do you want traffic? Do you want to sell your book without having to go and sit in church halls and libraries and all those places all day, every day for one person to come and, do a token buy? Let's talk about it. So let's get this party shared, and then I'll share with you what we are going to do today. I hope you are feeling amazing. Welcome, welcome, welcome on your Power Echoes show. And we are sharing this to a few places, so you're going to bear with as I do the needful, and then we'll get started. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I hope your weekend was good, because mine was amazing. Amazing. Like, literally awesome. But, it is all down to looking after yourself. You've got to look after yourself. If you don't look after yourself, no one's going to look after you for you. You know what I mean? So we are getting there pretty quick. I'm loving the new share process on Facebook. I really am. And I'm very grateful for the feed. Welcome as you join. Please say something in the comments below so that we know who you are, and we'll literally reach out to you and say hello. It is literally just a way of connecting. So please do say hello and invite somebody. If you know somebody who works in a non-profit, runs a non-profit, runs a charity, runs a community group, runs a community cafe, runs a community this and community that, to go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are, wherever you are. This is your girl Jilisil Kalungi of KalungiGroup.com, and this is the Your Power Echo show. And today we're talking about Pinterest for charities, Pinterest for authors. Pinterest, are you an author? Are you a charity? Are you running a non-profit? Who should be posting their content on Pinterest is a question you should be asking yourself. Now, if you run a non-profit, if you run a community group, if you run a charity, and you sell products and you have productized services or consultancy, you do workshops, you're commissioned to do work, then you should be sharing your content and advertising on Pinterest, or at least checking it out as a tool for promoting your charity, your voluntary, your grassroots, or generating income for your income producing activities. When we were in the middle of a pandemic in 2020, over 300% increase in purchases were made through Pinterest. And if you're selling something and you're a charity and you want to generate income, or you are a voluntary organization, why wouldn't you be on a platform that has that level of potentially reaching your customers? Charities are testing Pinterest. I know there are a few charities testing Pinterest because I I serve charities and I serve nonprofits in the social media and the digital branding space. And there's lots of people browsing who are looking for purchases, who are looking for inspiration, who are looking for ideas. And let me tell you this, if you're an author and you're not sharing your content on Pinterest, you're going to be sitting on that book, or it's going to be gathering digital dust or physical dust somewhere in a library where it's pushed further and further from the premier space because it's not selling. And let me tell you something else. If you're an author, I am an author myself. I promote my books on Pinterest. If you're looking for people who are going to subscribe to your list, on Pinterest should be your space, because then you create a landing page, you create a little giveaway. Maybe you give away a chapter of your book. Maybe you give away an extract of it that's juicy. I certainly think that Pinterest was a great place for people to find books to read during lockdowns because they were stuck at home. So they were going onto Pinterest to look for ideas to read. And it can definitely do your author business some serious good if you know what you are doing. So I'm going to focus today on voluntary organizations, right? And then next Monday, we're going to focus on authors for Pinterest. So if you know an author, let them know that they should definitely be tuning in on Monday and checking out my page, Kalungi Group. You can follow my page, Kalungi Group, so that you are able to get access to that recording. And, even if you're not necessarily live, or you can follow me, Julie Sil Kalungi, or you can definitely go on my page, Word in Liverpool. Word in Liverpool, you will find a replay of that. Today, we're going to focus on charities. We are going to focus on voluntary organizations. You're looking for donors. You're looking for memberships. You're looking for donations. You're looking for people to buy your products. You're looking for people to commission your charity to do certain things. Over the years, I've seen great success by using Pinterest for myself before I even opened a community-based organization. And it was channeling over 6,000 viewers to my page per day. What would that do for your charity if you're looking for donations? More recently in 2020, I've been using Pinterest for products more directly, just sending my books there, sharing our digital products there, sharing little blog posts and posts and content and videos. These live videos, I repurpose them, then I post them on Pinterest. I get little extracts that I feel are exciting, and then I post that little extract on Pinterest, which then I point to the bigger video, which is usually on my blog. I don't normally post them, point them here. I point them to my blog because that's where I want the traffic to go. And if you are running a voluntary organization, you're an author, maybe, you definitely must have your own digital real estate, your web page, your author page. If you're running a charity, you should have some web presence. And I'm not talking about your Instagram account or your Facebook page. I'm talking about a page, a website where people can learn more about you that is not on social media, because you don't own these platforms. You are here at the pleasure of the directors and shareholders and the robots and then the algorithms of these platforms. So I want to encourage you that, first of all, you can only advertise on Pinterest with a business account. If you want to check your metrics, you check your statistics, run analytics, test and see what works, then you definitely need a business account. Once you have a business account, you will add your Pinterest tag to your website, which you own. It is not one of those generic sites that you don't own, that you can't add any code to. So you will add a tag, and then you're able to access Ads Manager on Pinterest and run some campaigns. If you are serious about running your business, you will run some campaigns, even if it's for brand reach, brand recognition, get people to get to know about your organization here and there. And if you are selling a book, you'll definitely run some campaigns to your book. I mean, that is what it is, isn't it? There are several types of advertising and several types of campaigns that you can run on Pinterest, right? And depending on your goal, you could be just wanting brand awareness, as I've said. You could be wanting purchases, like consideration, traffic. You want to just raise the profile of your digital real estate. That could be traffic. And when I'm talking about digital real estate, you could be driving traffic to your Facebook page, if that's what you want. You could be driving traffic to your Instagram account, if that's what you want. You could be driving traffic definitely to your e-store, if you run an e-store as a voluntary organization, to increase income so that you can run your projects. You could be wanting people to view your videos if you're doing videos, if you're doing, say, weekly shows and you are running a podcast. You could be wanting people to download your podcast, or you could just want catalog sales or sales to your e-commerce store as a voluntary organization or as an organization that has products that you sell. All that can be done with Pinterest campaigns, and you can do that with a simple campaign. The Pinterest Ads Manager platform is very simple. It is so simple, it is literally a crime for people not to be on there, because it's easy to actually create a Pinterest ad. It's easy to check and focus. You can use as little as $50 and get thousands of viewers from your $50, as opposed to if you send $50 on Facebook now, you'll literally be throwing your $50 at Facebook, and that's it. Literally, that's it. You wouldn't get anything. The only click you might get is your own click, and I'm not even joking. Whatever your aim when you're running your campaign will affect the settings, such as targeting and all the different formats that Pinterest offers you. It's very important that once you have established your goal, you just create your pin image using Canva or Easel or whatever tool you use on your phone, and then you create so in other words, you have to have a pin image and somewhere where that pin image points to, in other words, a link. And I highly recommend that you promote an existing pin if you are wanting brand awareness, because then it shows that you have some content already. But usually I tell my clients to create a new pin so that it's like having a clean slate. You are running traffic to a whole clean slate, so you're not confusing old traffic with new traffic. Obviously you can't, but sometimes if you don't know how many direct clicks have come from that pin to your website or your page or your Twitter or Instagram, then you'll be confusing yourself thinking you've made traffic if you haven't. You have video pins, you have story pins, you have carousel pins, you have multiple image pins. Obviously, you have a single image pin, and you have a collection. A collection is the multiple pins, and you can actually run a campaign to any of those. I suggest that you run a campaign to a video, because videos are now the exciting thing. They are the new kid on the block on Pinterest, and they want more and more people to use videos. In fact, people click on videos more, on memes, on little GIFs more than they click on static images on Pinterest. Now, a standard pin is just one image, and a carousel pin is a series of images that can showcase different facets of your voluntary organization or different facets of your book if you want. You know, when you have a book, you only have one cover, but you can create different visuals that represent different chapters of your book, and you share that, and you'd say that this image represents chapter 5 of my book, and we talk about XYZ in that chapter. And if you are going through such and such a challenge or an issue, you definitely should be reading chapter 5 of my book, which is entitled blah blah blah, whatever the title of your book is. Now, my book, I have several books that I've published, and the recent one can be found on my website, KalungiGroup.com, and that one is about social media management for beginners, and it gives you 5 simple steps that you can use to actually do your social media, because there's so much you can do. There's social media for charities. You can do it on LinkedIn, you can do it on Twitter, you can do it on YouTube, you can do it on TikTok. My goodness me, if you're not on TikTok yet, well, don't wait until it's too late. Like, Facebook is highly popular, but the algorithms are not working in your favor unless you know what you're doing. TikTok, on the other hand, is like way, it gives you way more brand exposure at the moment. And it really is definitely, it has jumped ahead of Pinterest. Pinterest used to be quite up there, and TikTok came and literally took over, because it's highly visual, it's highly entertaining, and then it tells people where to go as well. And so, although it's not as direct as Pinterest, I would also definitely say share your short, simple videos from TikTok to your Pinterest. This is what I do in order to get Pinterest videos. I create a video for TikTok, and then once I've uploaded it to TikTok, I click on the 3 dots, which are normally on the right bottom side of your TikTok, and then inside there are various options, and I click download, or I click save video. As soon as I click save video, I come out of TikTok. That means that removes the TikTok brand, because no other platform wants to see that little TikTok thing on your video. The minute they see it, the minute their algorithms or robots see it, your video is dead in the waters on any other platform. Facebook specifically doesn't want your TikTok videos on Facebook stories or Reels or Instagram Reels or stories. So remove the TikTok brand so that it's like it's a video that you created yourself. Or better still, just record your video and then upload it all over the place. But I like the fact that I can record a 3-minute video inside TikTok and download it, having added the text and having added what I want people to do, having added a call to action. I can download it and then I upload it to my Pinterest, where I tell people what I'm doing for my community or what projects I'm running or where to find our merchandise for wording, which is women and digital inclusion. And then I can post that on my Instagram reels. I don't really use Instagram as much, although it's a great place for brand exposure, especially if you use reels properly and you use stories. You can post your videos from your TikTok to your stories to your reels. I suggest you do both, and then you can post them to your feed. So as an author, as someone running a voluntary organization, there is absolutely no reason why you are not using Pinterest for your organization, for your books, to get more sales done, to generate the income you're looking for, so you can do whatever you need to do. Now, typically, the images you create should provoke some kind of emotion from your audience. You're looking for your image to be emotive. Imagine you were the one seeing that pin image. What would it do to you? Would you want to click on it? Put yourself in your target audience's shoes. If you saw that image, would you want to click on that image? That is something you want to think about. Think about it. If you saw that image on Pinterest, would you click on it? Would you go visit the real estate it's pointing you to, the website? Always add your logo to your image, or add for instance, if you have a LinkedIn handle, an Instagram handle, a Facebook page handle, your Pinterest handle. But it is much better to have a logo. A logo is much more powerful because a logo represents your brand. It's a small capsule that encapsulates your brand. And so if you don't have a logo yet, heck, you can get a logo done for as low as $50. And a lot of people go and get a logo done in Fiverr. You get what you pay for. Do you know what I'm saying? You get something that someone else, 1,000 other people are using, and that's supposed to be your unique logo. Do you know what I'm saying? So be that person who invests in your brand. Even if you're running a charity, write a project where you're going to create your governance documentation, your branding, including your logo, and pay at least $200-300 for your logo. Even that is really bog standard logos. If you want a logo that's actually bespoke, created, hand drawn even, or digitally drawn with digital tools, but created specifically for you, unique to you. Nobody else has it. Do you know what I'm saying? So make sure that your logo is visible and include your products, your assets, or what you do for your people, for your community in that image. Text, you're allowed to add text in your images on Pinterest. It's not like this platform which when you add a text to your image, it assumes you're promoting something, and even if it's just a simple quote, it does not spread it as far. What I've come to learn is your content will go as far as you decide it's gonna go. And so add your text to your image for your Pinterest, because Pinterest it wants people to know what they are getting into before they get into it. So it's great for you, add and if you're going to run a campaign to your pin image, you absolutely want to add some text so people can click on that image. You have to know who you're targeting, so it is very important that you know your target market. There is no platform in the digital space that does not require you to know your target market if you're going to be marketing to them, whether as a voluntary organization, as a business owner, enterprise, charity, author, you name it. So you need to choose your target. You can find new audiences using your interests, your demographics, your existing customers, the avatar of your existing beneficiaries or stakeholders or donors or funders. Create an image of that person or that organization and start speaking their language. Speaking their language is visiting their websites and visiting their socials, and you start to see the kind of content they post. And you can post content that is aimed at provoking a reaction from them based on the way that they show up on social media as well. And you definitely want to check your metrics. That's why I encourage you to have a business account, whether you are an author, entrepreneur, voluntary, charity, community, constituted group. You absolutely must have access to your insights. That's how you can track and measure your success. That's how you know what's working and what's not working. And then you can chop and change, or rinse and repeat, or completely can a campaign that's not working for you. Okay, so you can definitely, the things that I always encourage people to look out for are obviously how many people are checking out your content, how many people are pinning, are repinning or saving your pins, how many impressions are people literally just clicking on your pin. They may not necessarily click through because that's different, but they've checked out your pin. The number of saves, and we used to call it repinning, it's now saving. How many people have actually come through from Pinterest to your audio, to your website? That's the fight. For me, that's the litmus test of what I'm trying to share with you, because it's the people that click through to your website, to your e-commerce, to your author book, to your platforms, to your services, that are actually going to want to know about you. They are interested in knowing more. Maybe they want to buy. Those are the people you really want to serve. So make sure that there is congruence, that what you say in your pin image is what they are going to receive in the content or wherever you're guiding them to go. You can even put a landing page and ask them to subscribe, ask them to spread the word. Whatever your call to action, it has to be strong enough for them to have clicked through. And so you must make sure that whatever it is you promise them is what they are going to get when they get to the table that you've invited them to. Definitely, you're also looking at average cost per click if you are running a monetized campaign, and you're definitely wanting to check out a return on investment. So how much are you spending and how much are you getting out of it? If it's brand rich, you definitely want to know how many people click through from Pinterest to your website, to your charitable store, to your merchandise, to all those things. Now, next week, I'm going to focus on you, the author. If you really want to get your charity running properly on Pinterest, you need to set up right. So you need to know if you've set up right. I offer all my clients access to module 1 of my Pinterest Growth Academy. If you are looking to tap into that, please reach out to me and I'll give you the link. Otherwise, check out our e-store where you can find the Pinterest Growth Academy and you can grab it for yourself and go ahead and do what you need to do for yourself without having to just go through one module. If you are definitely running a business, you definitely don't want just one module. You want to you don't want to stop at the starter, because the first module is just a starter, a taster of what you're going to get. You want the whole buffet. You want the whole dessert. You want the palate cleanser. You want the drink in between and everything. So go ahead and go to the link above this video. Check out the Pinterest Growth Academy and get it for yourself. If you're an author, we're going to talk about what you can do with Pinterest Monday. So do not miss. And I wish you an amazing last day of the month and a great beginning to a new month. Happy new month. May you be blessed. May you be abundant. May you be well in every way. May you receive and prosper in everything that you are putting your heart and mind to. And I'll see you next Monday. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for inspiring. If you want to say something, please do say so in the comments below. Until next time, namaste. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to hit the button so you do not miss out on the content that I put out. Thank you for joining me. God bless you.